This is my second video on this channel. It is, what if the Saiyans were kicked out of Universe 7? So, you may notice something. I didn't have all the Saiyans from Universe 7 in this picture. I could not find one. I've been looking for close enough to an hour. Hold on a second, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I could not find the picture no matter how hard I looked. So, here's exactly what happens. Future Trunks comes back to the past about going to a party and say, can I at least and they're actually having a party. All the Saiyans, all the Saiyans are there. Tarble, Broly, they both came to the planet. Then you have, instead of Gotenks and Vegito, Broly is standing where Vegito is, and Tarble is standing where Gotenks is. Now, I will say this, they won't be kicking out Pan or Vegeta's daughter, I think Bolchi or whatever. No, not Bolchi, it was something along the lines of Bra, I think, or whatever. It's hard to figure out names with them. So, yeah. This is who's going to be kicked out. That would be who's going to be kicked out of Universe 7. So, they had to call Whis. Whis was called up for this, and they know it's not going to be an easy thing. As Whis had been talking about it with the humans about it for a while, never telling Goku, because if he told Goku that he was going to kick him out, Goku would probably just beat the brakes off of him and then walk away. And it wouldn't be difficult for Goku to do either. He's already got Ultra Instinct. He hasn't mastered it, but he can go tap into it every now and again. In a fight, especially because it's when he gets drained that it happens. So, yeah. He knows it wouldn't be an easy task to do, so he decided to have Whis help him with that. So, this is the point where it turns out Vegeta, he's already showing signs of being able to use Ultra Instinct, a small, like the same one Beerus can use. But he's far weaker than Beerus without Ultra Instinct, so he wouldn't challenge Beerus. Or at least that's what everyone would think, as he's actually in this form almost equivalent. He's actually about right behind Beerus. And Broly, he's gotten to the point where he's got Berserk Saiyan 2, which is basically the green-head form, but in a Super Saiyan 2 version. It's stronger by far. And he even has, they were thinking about adding a God Key to him, but they said he had to get, he had to really train up that form and control it before they could give him the ability of a god. So he does. Now, they do the ritual right before Beerus arrives. So Beerus comes up and sees a red-haired giant Super Saiyan, noting dude's massive. That's what everyone says. Dude's massive. When then you hear, whoa, as he can't combine them yet, but he's strong enough in either form to deal some major damage. In base form, he was able to keep up with God Key, and then he went berserk, and it took Gogeta to stop him, so yeah, he's not a lightweight. As all of them are there, there's hundreds of things of food. There's not a chance that there's going to be anything happening, because, boo, everyone could eat as much as they could, and there'd still be about half a party left full of food. That's even the Saiyans. Now, Beerus being there and Whis being there were already known because they're there most of the time. So they're eating as well, just about as much as everyone else. But Goku, he noticed something. Something's off about Beerus and Whis. Even the humans, oh no, as Goku can already tell what's going on. So he told the other Saiyans to gather around on the Saiyan table. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that, guys. My brother just came in here to be rude. Well, anyway, they look at everyone and say, okay, as Krillin said, you're my best pal, but you have done more harm than good. As he basically gets kicked off, they said, we're kicking you out of Universe 7. All the Saiyans. And then you have Pan and Bully and Bulla. I think that's her name, Bulla, or whatever. Both of them are right there, looking directly at Beerus, saying, why? As this is a little bit after Super, so they both are able to talk, speak. I'd say Pan's about like a little bit over 5, and Bulgy's like, I don't know, 3 or something, 4, I don't know. Well, hold on a second, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to take care of something. So, yeah, they all note that Saiyans are not lightweights. And there's even a second where all the humans there actually were told by Whis and Beerus, start training. And they said, what are you expecting us to be able to do? We couldn't even take on one of the children individually. No, but all of you together can do something, can't you? All of us together couldn't even jump Goku in base form. Okay, good point, human. Then, you'll train with Whis until you have mastered God Ki. You will have 1 year to do it. What? He said this 1 year previously. And Goku knows Krillin has God Ki. So, he actually is training with Goku most of the time. Beerus, Whis, Goku. Krillin's already strong enough to basically qualify himself above most of the people there. It's only the select 4, I'd say, that can beat him. Gohan, who gets God Ki right before they were giving it to Broly. Before they give it to Broly himself, Goku and Vegeta. He's right above future Trunks. But at this point, they've already trained up enough with, what's his name? Turbo, to where he's even got Super Saiyan 2. Just like his brother. Because they can all go Super Saiyan 3 if they trained for it. Now, at this point, Goku shows a great deal of strength above everyone else. Even Vegeta. Now, at this point, everyone's trained enough to the point where they've tried breaking the gap. Vegeta is the closest one to doing it. They've all basically increased in their level that they're like right behind Goku, but like in a certain order. So, Broly seems to be the closest one to Goku, right, even ahead of Vegeta, because of his berserking power. And his recently acquired godly ki is the only reason he can keep up with Goku's Ultra Instinct. So they'd all eaten a Sensui after taking a massive beating, and they're all a lot stronger after that. Because they trained with each other and even took massive beatings. The way Saiyans work is that they take a beating, training with each other, fighting something. They heal up, they're way stronger than they were. Anyway, at this point, I've said enough, so here's what happened to everyone. The only one who I'd say, Beerus had yelled at them to leave his universe, or they'd all be destroyed, even forming a giant Hakai in his hand. Goku looking at Beerus, powering up into Ultra Instinct, and then saying, you want to try that Hakai? Then saying, Whis, stop Goku. As, boom, Whis is the only one taking on Goku, and is a 1v1. Goku is being beaten to a bloody pulp. Because Whis is not a lightweight. All the humans are helping, but then you notice something. Where's Vegeta? As Vegeta is starting to fight against Whis, as Whis is way too strong for just Goku and Ultra Instinct. As it's a 2v1, they're still noting there's a lot of trouble. As you hear Broly, when Broly straight just charges in, punching Whis in the face. He landed a huge hit on Whis and sent Whis back a good few feet. Whis even turned his head when this happened. It wasn't by him just turning his head when he saw it, seeing it coming. It was when he got punched, his head turned, and he started spinning from the hit, and then landed it. Now, Whis stopped holding back and fully went out in his full power, then instantly was able to keep up with all three of them at once. In a 3v1, with perfect coordination. He could tell where each of them were going to be, how they were going to do it. The one who was keeping up with Whis the most was Goku, as he was able to land multiple hits and dodge multiple. While everyone was able to dodge a few, Goku was able to dodge like half the ones that was thrown at him. And Whis was dodging all but a handful, but they were all big hits, so it wasn't a lightweight fight. That leaves everyone else fighting Beerus. Now, when I tell you this isn't a fair fight, it's not a fair fight at all. Like, they've closed the gap enough to where they can keep up with Beerus, but they're not strong enough to defeat Beerus, even all versus one. Turbo is the first one knocked down, as he's basically beaten to a bloody pulp, barely even standing. With a sensu bean, which they all have pouches full of sensu beans. So I'm going to say Goku's farming thing, he has a full thing dedicated to sensu beans. So he's farmed thousands since he started farming. And with these magical beans, as they're known as, which stave off hunger for a full week, it's noted that these things are some powerful stuff. But then you have Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha. Yamcha and Krillin mastered a form Tien had. It's basically that Tien's a human, but actually has the whole third eye. That's like the superhuman form. Or something, I'm not certain, but that's what I was told. That's what it is. It's a superhuman form. It's where your body is achieved inner peace, or whatever. It's a really powerful thing, or whatever, at least I was told that, but whatever. So I'm not certain, but maybe. Then again, I've been told misinformation before, so. As they're all fighting, note, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha are all fighting against the Saiyans as well. That's all the Saiyans, so they're all being hit, but then you notice Turbo's back up, easily taking on a 1v3, which was the humans, noting how is he able to do this, and then they all power up into God form. And then Turbo starts getting punched a lot. As Future Trunks, and Goten all jumping in a fight. And makes it a 4v4 with Beerus on the side of the humans. So, yeah. And they don't even have, and these Saiyans don't even have God form. Then you hear something. And then the lightning bolt kind of strikes. As it was shocking, but they've had weirder stuff happen when everyone turned power-ups. As Gohan goes into God form. Shocking everyone, as it's actually the blue, it's Super Saiyan Blue. Able to keep, and he's the one boxing with Beerus. Trunks powers up into a Super Saiyan God. He's not blue, but just God. Able to keep up with able to 1v3 them. Goten and Trunks. Then you have even Goten, Trunks, and Turbo all fighting, going as high as they can into Super Saiyan. 1, 2, and then even 3. They all unlocked Super Saiyan 3 right at that moment. Having trouble using it, certainly, but not crazy trouble. While it drained a lot of ki, they were able to keep it up for a good little bit. And they were even able to stop all the humans, beating them down to the point where there was actually just 5 versus Beerus. Now, note, that's not anyway what's happening against Whis. these three are just wailing on Whis, and it's doing nothing. And Beerus is still there in a fight, so he's not weak. While he's getting wailed on, he's doing about the same thing. Because they've got God Ki, but not as strong. As the Saiyans, as those three Saiyans power down from Super Saiyan 3, they hit the floor because it was exhausting. Each getting a Senzu Bean to get themselves back up. Then you see something unexpected. Chi-Chi comes in and slapped Goku for resisting this. Pan and Bulla or whatever, I don't know the name, both being there and said, if you're kicking out all the Saiyans are leaving. As Whis stopped hitting and said, good, you no reason. So how are we going to leave this universe? There's only one way. The little portal thing you have. Which universe are you dropping us off at? We'll be dropping you off at the 6th universe. We said, and Beer said, yeah, me, Champa, Whis and Vados are gonna kill all of you when we get there, though. As Goku hears this, he laughs because everyone just said, as you hear, not quite. Everyone turns their head to see something that was quite unexpected. Goku planned for this. As you see, not one, but 2 Saiyans there. Long forgotten. Their names are Raditz and Nappa. You might be wondering, why are you bringing them back? Weren't they weak? A lot weak? Yes, but Goku had been training them in the Hyperwalk Time Chamber. He made a wish to get it adjusted, and a wish to bring both of them back. Now, it's not an easy thing to do, though, so they're both the exact age of when they died. They turned their heads around saying, who are you? Then he asked for them to get to their most power, to their youth. Their most, Nappa wasn't in his youth. He was, over 50. But Raditz was in his youth, so they asked for Raditz to be returned to his youth when he was about 20. Now, you wouldn't tell by looking at it, but Goku's pretty up in the years now, too. He's 50-something. So, he's saying, yes, we're both old people. Well, not really saying. Well, he actually just asked for him to be brought down to the point where he was his most powerful, so he brought him down a few years. He brought him down a few good years, so he still had his hair. And he had a power level of 5,000, and Raditz only had power level of 1,500. So, as they were able to walk in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber with hundreds of bags of Senzu Beans, they walk out with 1 Senzu Bean left and give it to Raditz. As now, both of them have power levels equivalent to that of Gohan. As they both land and saying, you're kicking us out too then, right? Yes. As they're all going away, you hear goodbye, as saying, well, these 2 are just babies. They will not be kicked out. What? They will be here. You will be gone. As Gohan roared out in anger, even hitting Super Saiyan Blue, saying, you will not take my daughter from me. As he roars up and punches Beerus so hard that it cracks Beerus' jaw. Even Whis is surprised as Goku can land a hit like that. He wasn't expecting Gohan to. Now, this is when you have the fight back started up. Whis having to fight all of the people before, and Beerus getting wailed on by Super Saiyan Blue, enraged. With a grab of both, with Goku and Vegeta able to take it where they said, enough, Gohan. It'd be safer here anyway. Where they're putting us, we'll be hunted every day by bounty hunters and everyone who thinks they have a shot at it. Alright. It's safer than here. As Gohan said, take care of your granddaughter. speaking directly to Chi-Chi and said, "Take care of your daughter." Japan. Well, no. Sorry guys, I'm back. I wasn't quite certain where I left off, but I'm just gonna think it was right before they're leaving. So they all get stuck in there as everyone said their goodbyes. And Goku got told he was a terrible father, and yet he said, "Then why am I taking our sons? And you're stuck with and you're left." They all walk away. As Goku, he's easily the strongest one there. In comparison, like, just as Saiyans, he's got the best chances. If he wanted to go berserk on him, he'd have the best chances of being able to keep it happening. So he's got to the leader. As you hear, well, if this isn't so funny, as you hear, as Hit is told about this, Hit is there, everyone is there, at Universe 6, and you hear, are y'all gonna be able to protect the planet next time something happens, like Frieza? When next time Frieza happens? No. Alright. So why are you getting rid of us? Because we don't need you. Oh yeah? Let's just hear y'all say that when Frieza comes back. Bye. As they just got chills down their spine, because Goku is terrifying when he's angry. But even more terrifying when he's the kind of angry he is right now. He is betrayed angry, so they all go, they get to Universe 6 on planet Sadala, the Saiyan planet. Goku walks up saying, "We need to meet their king." As they all walk in a group, everyone's surprised as no one's ever seen this kind of gear. Vegeta's armor looks like armor, but it's not their armor. Everyone kind of looks like they do in this picture, except for the whole Broly thing happening. And he looks like a giant Broly in a whatever Broly outfit is, which it has the black shirt kind of thing. So he has that, but it basically shreds anytime he gets into a fight. So he's got thousands of them in capsules. They were all given capsules to survive off of. They had food and shelter. That was about all. Now, about that is that it wasn't an easy thing, as Goku had mainly packed enough supplies to protect himself. Supplies for shelter, and supplies for food. Hunting was going to be no problem, as they were able to just say, "Hey, you know where a good hunting spot is around here?" "Yeah, it's right over there." And then they just punch the monster and grab it. So yeah, they were able to survive for months off this. But actually, we're only starting at the beginning. Goku winds up getting there, and when they meet him, they say we're the Saiyans from Universe 7, as they all power up into their full powered forms. Some of them even going into Super Saiyan 3, and Goku going into Ultra Instinct, saying, "What are you people, monsters?" Saying, "No, we're just stronger by far. Did you come here to take my throne?" "No. We got kicked out of our universe because we were too strong, and the God of Destruction was afraid of us. So, we'll be here with his brother, who's probably afraid of us, but won't be able to do nothing unless he calls his brother up, so it'll be a big match, but not much to me." "Ah, I see. So, what do you want?" As they say, "I'm looking for cauliflower, kale, and kaba." "Oh, you're looking for them. Well, I don't know where I know where Kaba is. He should be here. And that's all I can tell you. I don't know where the others are." "Oh, okay." Going up there, did not find Kaba. I think Goku just said, actually, Goku wouldn't have to talk to the king. He would talk to the king, say the whole thing, but he wasn't telling them he was looking for Kaba. So he just sort of sensed Kaba's power level, and then just warps right over there, saying, "Hey Kaba, Kale, Caulifla," as he had sensed all theirs right next to each other. They wound up seeing, who's some of these people? I don't even know these people. As Goku said, "This is the full Universe 7 Saiyans. Strongest of them being me, second of them being Broly, third of them being Vegeta. Wait, so you're stronger than this guy? I know this Vegeta dude is strong, but I didn't think that. Hold on a second, guys. Alright, I'm back. So, Vegeta is really powerful, and they know Vegeta's powerful as Kava's told them Vegeta is really strong. So they're saying, as Goku and Vegeta said, his power is similar to yours, Kale. Kale turning her head saying, really? And saying, well, y'all should go berserk for a second. What happens if we hurt someone when we do? The people here are strong enough to take on gods. You really think you're gonna do anything? Okay, fair point. Still, might want to power up then. As they all power up, even preparing for a fight, Broly, boom, goes right into his green-haired form, the furious anger kind of form. He went into that, and then Kale did the same thing. Then they went into their second versions. His version of Super Saiyan 2 being a lot more strong and slightly more hair. Hers being the taller, slightly weakish kind of one. It doesn't have as much. It doesn't pack all the power, but it has about the same amount. As it's more of an evolved version. So, then going into like the 2, which saying that's just the first form in a coma state. As Broly said this, they had actually wound up training to the point where she was able to keep up with. He was able to keep up. He was already like basically bored in the fight most of the time, but he was doing crazy damage. Saying they should all train, even getting everyone God Ki, ranging from the little ones to the Universe 6 Saiyans. And they all walk up to Champa like he's a weakling, saying, "Hey, we need to speak with Vados." Now, Whis had told Goku and the Saiyans something before he had left, saying, "I'm sorry, I couldn't disobey the God's orders. God Destruction's orders must be obeyed. Next time he takes a nap, I'll get y'all back here. Before he wakes up, I'll send you back, okay? Okay." As Whis straight up just disappears. And Goku said, as he thought it'd be a great time to work on his powers. Little by little, he trained to the point where he was in the form of multiple godly beings, to the point where no one can really keep up with him. Now, here's where we get to the point where we notice something. They go somewhere. They ask Vados to take them to Universe 11, all the Saiyans, saying, "Wow, why would we do that? You're not even all that powerful." As Goku just straight powers up into Ultra Instinct, everyone powering up, Vegeta showing signs of Ultra Instinct, and Broly showing like slight signs of Ultra Instinct, but not much. She can tell they're all ready to fight. Now, this is when she realized something. It's not a good idea to piss them off, because they're a full group of monstrous Saiyans with God Ki and Angel Ki that are kind of too powerful for her herself to defeat. Yes, she's stronger than Whis, but she is not ready for a fight with all of them at once, as Champa would instantly get wrecked by Gohan himself, or even just the regular Universe 6 Saiyans could easily defeat Champa at this point. Now, you see the angered god versions of the multiple berserkers there, the 2 of them, as Hits lands there saying, "Hey, I'll go too." Noting that there's a, Monsters v1, so she wound up just taking him to Universe 11. Goku even looks eye to eye with Jiren, saying, "Been a while, man. What happened to you?" "Well, me and Universe 7 Saiyans all got kicked out." "Why?" "Well, we were stronger than the God of Destruction. So what? You're coming to this universe?" "No, we were in Universe 6. Right now we're kind of just going universe to universe." Really? Well, would you like to train? Yes. As they all wind up training together, Pride Troopers and all that, to the point where they notice that Goku, he's kind of like a Pride Trooper in the sense that he fights for what's right. And they even offer him a Pride Trooper thing. Goku saying, nah, I look funny in it. Alright, fine. But if you ever want to, here's a Pride Trooper wristband. Basically makes you an honorary Pride Trooper. And if you need to, use it. You basically have the authority as if you were one of us, but you're strong enough to fight. Now, they both had to go out fully, and Goku even went into Ultra Instinct, barely able to defeat Jiren. Now, if you're wondering how regular Earth-like planets are able to handle this much heat, it's because regular planets are able to handle this heat. It's because they're other dimensional, so it's barely handling it still. Now, you hear Goku say, well, I guess it's time now, as he walks up right to Zeno, saying, hey Zeno, hey Grand Priest, what is it? You know we got kicked out of our universe, right? What? No one told me of this. As you hear, yeah, Beerus kicked us out. And Whis did what he said. Well, Whis is kind of thing, he has to follow the job of whoever his god of destruction is. So, in other words, if he had said, in essence, two gods were fighting, if he yelled, Whis, help me, and it was he was one of the gods, then yes, Whis would step in and help Beerus fight another god of destruction. And if the other god of destruction said, don't help, then their angel would not be able to fight. Okay. That makes sense. So, yeah, what do we do? Well, you can go back to Universe 7, can't you? No, we got kicked out of it. Well, as he requested one of those kind of like warp gate things that they all have, that all the angels and all that have, saying, alright, very well, here. As they make one for him, for all of them. Now they notice something. They actually want a few advanced attachments on it. 1, a working toilet. 2, a kind of food area. 3, a power source. They just said, well, it can just be key. Alright, so what? You're going to use your key to do everything? Hold on, 1 second. Sorry if there's any background noise, guys. My brother's being really rude. Because he wants to be rude. Well, anyway. So Goku ends up beating Jiren easily, and then even going up against forces like monsters. Like, he even trains with Zeno for 3 whole years. For 3 whole years, which is just 3 whole days because he was in a god version of a Room of Spirit and Time. And at the end of this, it was pretty easy for him as he walked out completely fine. All his senzu beans were completely gone. His senzu bean farm was back in Universe 7, which, now that he remembers it, how are they going to mess with that as they look back in on Universe 7, seeing that Chi-Chi wound up marrying, out of all people, Yamcha. Enraged, Goku was completely mad as they were basically disrespecting the farm he had worked for years, for the past few years trying to get to work. He had senzu beans there, he had everything. They just took it and sold them off to highest bidders. They were wasting everything, and they weren't even good to the Saiyans, so that had to be left behind. That were left behind there. The 2 children weren't even being acted kindly upon because they were Saiyans. They had Saiyans in their blood. As Goku just said, we're going back to Universe 7. 6 Saiyans, the Pride Troopers or whatever, and even Hit's there. He's just like, okay, I'm helping this. As they all walk up, as they said, first, let's go to another, but we have to first go to another universe. They go to the kind of universe with the one that's all about love. And they basically just say, we need help. What do you mean? Well, we have to fight them, and we have all the power we need, but The Hakais are a hard thing to block. Can you help us practice? Why me? Why not Champa? Because he would tell Beerus. Why not the Clown God? Because he's kind of a jerk. Alright, so just me because I'm the best choice. Yep. Also because your little group, the love whole thing, we want to be able to train with them. Alright. As they all train to the point where, remember, these are the people who were able to wreck everyone these are the few groups that were able to wreck everyone in the Tournament of Power. And these people aren't even the people who were able to keep up with them. They're just people who were just like gag characters. So it's just like, okay, firefights of fists, and then done. Now, they've gotten to the point where any of them individually could easily beat them. Even, I hate to say this, these people are weaker than Krillin. Now, Goku ends up going and training with the Hakai blocking thing he had. Now, he learned how to use a Hakai. He can use a Hakai, but it's very difficult. As in, it's exhausting. The only thing that is more exhausting than using Hakais, I'd probably say using the whole monstrous force thing. That is a thing where the gods of destructions kind of blast Hakais from every part of them. Kind of like Broly did with regular Ki, but with Hakais. It's basically a destroy everything kind of thing. Now, they walk up back in Universe 7, not only doing that, but sending enough Ki out of godliness to wake Beerus up. Beerus is just like, they're back. Oh, they are dead. As we said, they brought lots of company. Like a lot of company. Even the god of destruction from another universe. Which one? The Cleopatra looking one? Really, that one? Well, dang. Not too difficult to handle though, so boom, boom, boom. Done. Alright, now how do we... There's a lot of them. Are you sure we can take them? No. As then you see something unexpected. King Cold, Cooler, and Frieza, all in golden forms, walk up. Kind of arrive there and saying, "Oh, you noticed a few little monkeys you left behind. Well, we'll kill them." As they brought both of them out on the battlefield with knives, with basically a keyblade to their throat, saying, "Take another step and they die." Goku going away from what he was doing, which was being an Ultra Instinct, saying, "Alright," in base form, saying, "You're a coward, you know. Fight me 1v3. As instead of 1v3, said 1v5. No, you really think you can do it? As it's kind of just the little ones that are being endangered by multiple guards with weapons all pointed at them. Then you as Gohan walks right up, saying 2v5. Broly and Vegeta walk up, saying 4v5. And then Jiren steps right down, saying 5v5. No, a 4v5 is all. As they all smirk, saying, because they noted they're all already superior to, about equivalent. All the three of them are about equivalent to Jiren, and Goku is way above them all. So it's just like, okay, boom. As it's straight up just a 1, it goes from a 5v4 to a 1 to a 2 versus 4. Noting, Goku was able to instantly just wreck the Frieza Force thing with ease. And the people he brought, each of them in god forms, were taking on the rest of the Frieza soldiers like they were literally nothing bums at all. To the point where it was just like 1, 2, 3, boom. It took about 5 seconds for them to easily wreck everyone. Now you're just seeing Beerus and Whis in the exact same predicament they were in before. Then you notice that there was a trump card there that was unexpected. They brought someone there. The former god of destruction they'd made a wish on the Super Dragon Balls to say, revive the former god of destruction of Universe 7, and make him immortal, make him about as powerful as we are, and make him join us. As you hear, so you're my successor. When you beat me, I was mad, but now I'm not. So here, you need my strength, I'll lend it to you. No longer a god, but I can still fight, even with the power of a god. Alright. As you hear boom, boom, boom. Now, we said Beerus had been training in case they had shown back up with more forces. They just weren't expecting all the forces. So they were strong enough to keep up. We said, alright, I'll fight the army, you fight the... I can't fight the multitude. There's too many of them, as they're easily being wrecked by a 3 versus that. But then they notice something. Cold, freezer, and chilled, and cooler, all walk up. All stand back up like nothing happened, saying they all wished for immortality. Goku, looking at this, completely enraged, saying, oh really? Let's just make where there's nothing left to come back from. As a huge Kamehameha was able to hit all of them at once. Whis and Beerus were able to block it. The Cools were not. Hold on a second, guys. As Goku defeated Beerus, Whis had finally said thank you instead. Was it really that great of an idea to piss this guy off? As you hear Goku just taking over Universe 7. There's something about the gods saying we have to erase the threat to the gods. As Zeno said, no, he's my friend, and he's the new god of Universe 7. Not god of destruction, the god of Universe 7. The destruction god of Universe 7 is known as Broly, and there's multiple other ranks, as there's thousands, as the full group of Saiyans are all now the Holy Saiyans. Then you have the Universe 6 Saiyans, the Pride Troopers and all them. They're threats to gods as well. They're under Goku's protection. You wouldn't dare fight them, would you? No. As Goku basically took over every single universe to the point where it was just the Grand Priest Castle. All the gods were pent up in there, afraid of what would happen if Goku walked out. If Goku got in, because he was already strong enough to keep up with Zeno himself. And they all walk in, saying, we'd like to discuss the universes. While we had defeated all of the gods of destruction and taken their place, note, we need more than just god of destruction power. We need proper training for the universes, or else they'll keep being defeated by one after the other of villains. Oh, I see. And saying, well, did you come here to take this place? No, we just came here to speak with you, as you are the ultimate being, and we are here to speak and negotiate our new universes. Alright, you obeyed the rules, so it's fine. It was never another god of destruction that beat the gods of destruction. It was always one of the others. Dopo had been the one who defeated his god of destruction, correct? No. What? Then who had? That would be Kaba. Kaba? How did he do it? He's from Universe 6. But he trained with us to the point where he was godly formed easily. True. Okay, I'll let that one happen. Now, who else? So, all of them were defeated by individual Saiyans, yes. And these two little girls are the only ones who haven't defeated another gods. The gods. Not quite. Who have they defeated? Well, they both already have god forms, and they're quite superior to most of the gods. As he said, we would like to challenge the gods that all escaped. Because all of them escaped. Each and every individual one. The angels, as they're still in the universe. The gods are not cowardly gods. As all the gods burst up into fighting Goku as they were enraged. And it was an every 1 versus 1 kind of battle. In an all-v-1 like this, then it was surprising as Goku was saying, former gods of destruction all challenging me. Alright, the only one that they hadn't taken down was the one that helped them against Beerus, saying, "You are the only one we spared. Why? Why do you would fight us? Because it's only a matter of time until you take me down too." Wrong. We offered every god of destruction we defeated a chance to stay in the universe, not as a god, as a mere mortal. Instead, they took it as a threat, and then attacked repetitively. Oh, alright, then I know. You have to fight you have to fight these two, as the girls said. Or they're saying, "What? If I lose, I won't be a god of destruction anymore." Yes, you will just be one rank below. What's that? It's a kind of secondary god of destruction, as if the other one wasn't doing enough, then they would step in. Makes sense. And to the point where Goku's just there. He's living forever, being the ultimate being, even passing Zeno, eventually even defeating everything. If something happens, it just instantly gets erased. He can easily stop everything. As he's done, he basically gave up. He's completely done with fighting. As the only people who can challenge him are the other gods, and the rules are no gods. But then he changes the rules. So he winds up having a battle every year of who would be the willing to fight, who's the strongest. It stays Goku until one day, another being comes up. He was Goku's great-great-grandchild. He was Pan's grandchild. Now, this was Goku Jr. as named. Power-wise, I'd say about equivalent. Power-wise, thought to be just as strong as Gohan, maybe, because of his power. Even with his godly powers. Unexpecting this, he powers up into his Saiyan form. Goku had only ever used once. It was called the Ultimate Power. It's where his full power of a Saiyan will kick in. His hair is golden. Not regular Super Saiyan kind of golden, but the kind of golden that is just pure gold. It's like a pure halo of light. Every step he takes can shake the planet. Could shake a planet. And at this point, he looks dead-eyed at Goku, saying, "Fight me." Goku saying, "Alright," goes into the exact same form, much stronger than his family, as he just ripped 1, 2, 3, 4 is all it takes of hits. While the family members just hit the floor, it's just like, so you really are that strong. As he powers up into a form Goku had thought he'd never use. He thought it was beyond reckless. The second Saiyan form. The ultimate Ozaru. It's basically the exact same thing, but 10 times stronger because of the Ozaru form. Now, Goku couldn't use it. He didn't have his tail. He noted he was going to lose the fight if he kept like this. If it stayed like this. So he had an idea. He'd have to just push himself beyond it, as he won the fight barely, losing a lot of his energy. That's all that happened, as it kept going until Goku was finally toppled by his family. Then he said, "I give the throne down to you," as he's still stronger than almost everyone, but except for a handful. And to the point where the future next generations all become stronger and stronger, and Goku seems to become less and less ultimate, to the point where they're actually as strong as Goku the entire generation is. Then Goku, still powered up, trains everything. He trained everything, to the point where he was already at the level of the universe would bow to him. The ultimate dragon bows to him. Everything bows to him. And that's all that happened. Sorry for being about 15 minutes long, guys, but yeah. And that's all. Bye.